Yo guys, what's up and welcome back to a brand new video for the channel today. I hope you're all well, hope you had a great weekend, and yeah, we're going to jump straight into it. Obviously, deadline day special, let's hit it. There's been a few, obviously, rumours floating around and whatnot for our team, obviously the Gunners, the Arsenal, up the gun and all that, yeah, we'll touch on that as and when within the video. This is a video that I'm going to be recording throughout the day, so yeah, it's going to obviously hopefully not be too chopped up, and obviously kind of more free flowing. Hopefully, that's the idea. But yeah, right now we are looking at obviously the deadline day. It's now 12 hours 59 minutes and 28 seconds left. So it's from obviously on Monday, the 5th of October, just gone 10 o'clock. It's literally 1 minute past 10 right now here in the UK. Weather outside is absolutely frightful. But anyway, yeah, this is I guess what you could call somewhat a look back at the results of the weekend, and also yeah, just a review, for a better word. So yeah, we're going to be obviously reviewing the obviously the games that have gone by. Just bringing up the results for the weekend right now. So let's go to Sky Sports, which will be good. So yeah, looking at the results, obviously just of yesterday, that's absolutely insane. Some of the results from yesterday were absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, and with that, obviously, it comes with a certain, I guess, just when you take into consideration the teams that were playing, and obviously how the game or the games, should I say, panned out. It's I don't think anyone would have obviously, let's say, called those particular results. And judging by, I mean, some of the results on throughout Sunday, it was just absolutely insane because we only had games that all games were played on Sunday this weekend. So starting with obviously Leicester losing against West Ham, probably no one would have predicted that. I think even West Ham fans probably were probably thinking we could possibly take a hiding. In terms of the results, or the results that we've had sort of coming into this game, and they turned it around. They showed true class. They're becoming somewhat the final package or final product as such. It's obviously they're gelling well as a team, and obviously they smashed Leicester 3-0 at the King Power. So what an amazing result that is for them. And going forward, that sets them in proper good stead. To take on other teams and prove that they're able to beat the bigger teams in the league. Moving on to Southampton again, probably a kind of I guess an expected result. They played against Southampton West Brom at St Mary's, and yeah, I guess that probably went another one that was probably more expected than unexpected. So they ran out 2-0 winners, and I think personally, I would have probably banked on maybe 2-1, maybe something like that, more of a closer game. But the result came out and it was 2-1. 2-0. Sorry. It's and I guess that was probably a more expected result. Moving on to Arsenal's result, which there will be a more maybe separate in-depth analysis of that game coming out after this, or maybe at the same time, as this haven't really worked out as to when the best time to release that would be. But moving on, obviously, because I'm not going to touch on Arsenal's, I'm going to leave that until that later video. The Wolves played Fulham at home, beaten 1-0. It was, more, again, much like the Southampton result, very much expected. Very much, in terms of the two teams, you would have expected Fulham to take the loss. And, to their credit, they only, Wolves are a really good side, and they only got beat 1-0. So yeah, they could take a lot of positives from that, even though it is a defeat. But they could take a lot of positives going forward. Obviously, Wolves can take more of the positives because obviously they did get the result. They got the 3 points on the board heading into the international break. this weekend particularly was always going to be important. In terms of getting points on the board heading into a 2 week break, I believe now. So and this is where we come to some absolute ridiculous results. Manchester United against Tottenham, always a cracking game. Always throws up some really let's say some just high scoring games and whatnot. And it didn't disappoint. It didn't disappoint at all. Didn't disappoint one bit. Didn't go the way we probably had wanted it. But then again, it was a game. If either team lost, we would have probably been happy, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's not one that I particularly sort of looked at and thought, damn it. All right, fair enough. When Spurs win, it's not great. It's not great for Arsenal fans. But then again, when United lose, it is good for Arsenal fans. So that's what I mean by it's in terms of you wouldn't have been too displeased, but the fact that the margin of the victory was so high, and yeah, it obviously it didn't flatter them by any stretch. And believe it or not, Man United went 1-0 up. So yeah, that's not good. They've got massive issues. To be fair, I'm surprised we're not waking up to the news of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being sacked because I think. Right, fair enough. You think you could, on the flip side, you could say who's going to be out there to take over. But then on the I guess on the flip side of that, so on the flip side, you could say going into an international break, they're not going to be able to find someone within really quick to come in and replace them. But then, as soon as a vacancy like the Manchester United job comes on the market, there's so many managers out there that would obviously really relish taking up that chance, taking up that job. And yeah, I believe there will be quite a few contenders. Obviously none more so than Pochettino, because obviously he's gone a little bit quiet in terms of managers, and there'll be perhaps managers that are already in jobs, waiting for that particularly that job to come available, because we probably out of the top 4, top 6 teams, that's probably the next job that will come available. In terms of managerial wise. But yeah, credit where credit's due. Spurs absolutely, ran they were rampant, ran riot and absolutely destroyed Man United. They destroyed not one of the best teams in Europe, but they're certainly a good team in Europe. And, as I say, as an Arsenal fan, it does pay me to say, but I have to give them full credit, full props for doing so. And yeah, the result never flattered you guys. It's not, again, it's not something I want to make a habit of, giving Spurs credit where credit's due, but you guys know me. I'm a football fan above all else. And, I have to, take my hat off if I did have one. But leading to the next result after that, which is Aston Villa playing Liverpool at home. At Villa Park, you'd think, all right, fair enough, Liverpool, they should run out comfortable winners. Oh, how wrong were we? Oh my lord, what a result for Aston Villa. It's the first time I believe that Liverpool have conceded 7 since 1963. I mean, yeah, I weren't even thought about. I think my dad was only he was born in 59. So yeah, my dad was only about, 59, 4 years old. Christ. What a result for Aston Villa. Again, obviously, much like Spurs, absolutely ran right. They took advantage of a very, very lacking, let's say, Liverpool side, lacklustre in many aspects. Obviously, the only saving grace for Liverpool was that Mo Salah did score the 2 goals, and obviously, that's obviously good in terms of their particular season. Obviously, that he's still scoring goals, even though they did absolutely get smashed to bits. And where I said Man United are not, they're a good team in Europe. Liverpool are one of the best teams in Europe. So to be able to do that, in this current sort of situation that we're in, and whatnot, is absolutely, truly remarkable. What a truly remarkable result for Aston Villa. 7-2. Yes, you heard me right. 7-2. In terms of, the result, it didn't flatten. I've seen the goals, and some of the goals, all right, fair enough, you could err on the lucky side. There was quite a few deflections and stuff like that, but those are the games where everything just goes for you. You shoot outside the box and you get deflection, and it goes, in the opposite corner. The goalkeeper flies one way and the ball goes the other, and it's just, again, you don't get many games like that where results do go for you. And you've got to relish them and you've got to take them when they come. And I think obviously they were very much good value for money. And obviously good. They're scary to play against, Aston Villa. I'm not going to say I'm scared to play against them coming up. As and when we do, but on paper, they've got a real decent side. They've got Ross Barkley on loan. They've got Jack Grealish, who, again, a lot of people that I speak to and have spoken to in the past don't think he's really all that. In a heartbeat, I would have taken him at Arsenal in a heartbeat, and I still would, no matter what. I don't care, to be fair, what anyone else says in terms of, his ability-wise and whatnot. He's one of the top creative midfielders, certainly in the Premier League. I'm not going to say, because it's still too early to judge him as over, I guess, in Europe, but mark my words, he will be an absolute true baller for years and years to come. And Aston Villa have done well to tie him down to that contract. He's done, he's showed them all the faith that they've shown him, and that's obviously that's credit to both parties really. But last by no means least, obviously I am going to touch on Arsenal this video, because obviously I've just realised there's only 3 or 4 minutes that I want to kind of keep you. Obviously Arsenal running out 2-1 winners against Sheffield United at home. Sheffield United come into the Emirates. Obviously last year I believe they beat us at Bramall Lane and they drew against us at the Emirates. So we've already won up that in terms of the result itself. And I think massively it was real lacklustre, judging by the players that were selected within that starting lineup. Arteta, it looked like Arteta was trying to make a point to the board as to say, this is how stretched we are. Do you think this team is going to take us any higher than perhaps, I don't know, 8th, maybe 7th, maybe 8th in the league? Because let's be honest, that's where we're looking at currently. If we don't make, obviously it's deadline day today, and obviously it's going to be I'm going to be doing a generalised sort of, I know I did say this might be a transfer deadline day special or whatever, but there will be another video out later tonight that kind of outlines obviously all the deals that have gone through and whatnot, and obviously more from an Arsenal point of view, but obviously kind of obviously just the general review. But getting back to the Arsenal game, it was 87 minutes of real crap. A few standout performers, as there usually is. Gabriel being one of them, solid at the back as always, aggressive, and winning more than he wasn't, winning more than he loses. And in terms of the midfield, I thought Ceballos had an absolute masterclass. He's been and shown just how vital he really is for us. And I think that obviously only bodes well for us and for the future, and for himself, obviously, for future prospects of the Euros, and being selected for obviously being selected for Spain, his respective countries, and and the more we can play well, obviously the better the chances of our internationals being selected for their respective countries. So being 87 minutes of being really poor and sort of in and out, let's say, there was 3 minutes of absolute pure joy. It was watching old Arsenal, it was quick passing in triangles, and just movement off the ball and whatnot, and everything that you wanted to see throughout the whole of the game. We started relatively quick. It didn't fall into that sort of category of just, I guess, I guess you would say, I don't know, just like a typical Arsenal performance. But yeah, wrapping the video up, I think obviously, the results have been purely bonkers this year. I suppose this year, but this weekend, none more so. The 4th of October. And it was an absolute nuts weekend for many reasons, and obviously, that is going to be it for the video. I hope you do enjoy, and hope you did enjoy the content. I guess my overview of the games itself, some absolutely weird and wonderful performances from retrospective teams, obviously Spurs and Aston Villa, and you could obviously throw in West Ham and Arsenal in there as well. But anyway, I love you guys, and I will speak to you guys very soon. Subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.